A couple months ago, I made a video saying that the PlayStation VR 2 is practically dead because of the lack of support, the lack of games, and so forth. Then, some weeks after, I would have followed up that video by saying that the Quest 1 and Quest 2 is outselling the PlayStation VR 2 30 to 1. And when I said that, a number of different PlayStation fans said, I don't know what I'm talking about. This is selling well. It's being supported. Over 200 games coming to the PlayStation VR 2. There is nothing wrong with it. It's all good in the hood. Well, they didn't listen to me. Maybe they'll listen to this guy.
PlayStation VR 2, which has been a very weird thing to watch unfold from the outside with Sony. It's been almost a year now since release, and it has not felt like Sony has had much interest in the headset, especially when it comes to supporting it. And
you don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
It kind of seems like third parties are noticing, as one in particular with Rec Room doesn't even seem to think it makes sense to port the game to the PlayStation VR 2. This we can see posted up over on PSU, saying, speaking during a Reddit AMA, while the studio said it would love to bring the game to Sony's new VR headset, it simply doesn't make economic sense. Quote, no current plans to bring Rec Room to PSVR 2. We've looked into it. It's a non-trivial port, and we haven't found a way to make it make economic sense. In an ideal world, we would love to bring Rec Room to PSVR 2, but we just can't justify the cost based on the numbers. It is worth pointing out that Rec Room is on a bunch of different platforms: Xbox, PlayStation, PSVR, the first one, but of course it's not backwards compatible with PSVR 2, and as they mentioned, it would cost actual money to get this game ported over to the headset, and it seems like maybe they don't think that there's enough money there in terms of sales or just the audience.
So, to believe the developers of Rec Room, yes, this game, is telling PlayStation VR 2 that their audience will not buy it. This game is saying that it is not financially viable to put, Rec Room on the PlayStation VR 2. So in other words, what they are really saying is that if PlayStation don't have faith in their own VR, why should we? Now, PlayStation has a grand opportunity to show, the world that they are supporting this game in their upcoming showcase. Would they show not just shovelware, but really good first-party content for the PlayStation VR 2? We'll have to wait and see. But today's real topic is Microsoft just released their, Q2 2024 financial update. And it's
nice.
Real
nice.
We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about how Sony fans are saying that 2 women being appointed as top leaders in Microsoft is going woke. We will dissect that. We will also talk about how Deus Ex is in trouble. Deus Ex is in big trouble. We'll see how much trouble it is really in. So we have a lot to talk about. So let's talk about it.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Before we start, let's look at Did You Know Gaming Facts with Joe, brought to you by the subscribe button. Did you know that Microsoft was going to name the Xbox One the Xbox 720? Yes, recently some information came out and some evidence came out to prove that Microsoft was going to name the Xbox One the Xbox 720. Look at this. Xbox 720 overview. So first up we have the Connect talking with the Xbox, as you can see here. Then we have how much they wanted to sell the Xbox at. We are seeing $300. The life cycle would have been 10 years with the hopes of selling 100 million consoles. Then they showed, how they wanted persons to interact with the Xbox. And finally, they spoke about the future, what they wanted to do in the future. So Microsoft really was going to name the Xbox One the Xbox 720. The thing is, do you think if they kept that name, the Xbox 720, that might have resulted in more consoles being sold? Or do you think the damage was already done by Donny Boy? Yes, Don Matrick. Would a name change the fate of that generation's Xbox, or was the fate already sealed because of what Don Matrick did? Let me know in the comment sections below. So that was the Did You Know Gaming Facts with Joe, brought to you by the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button for more gaming facts, gaming history, and more gaming news. So let's get back to the video. So first up, let's talk about Deus Ex as a franchise. We know that that franchise was bought by the Embracer Group. I mean, my first interaction with Deus Ex was on the Wii U. And I know it was an okay game. It had okay graphical style. It really did push the Wii U to its limits when it comes to, graphical fidelity. But let's see what occurred with Deus Ex. According to The Verge,
Embracer lays off 97 Eidos employees and cancels new Deus Ex game. The worst kind of cliffhanger. Embracer Group, the company attempting to forge one video game publisher to rule them all, has just presided over another round of layoffs. Eidos Montreal is letting go of 97 game developers and support staff, the company announced today on X, shortly after Bloomberg's Jason Schreier scooped that the studio has cancelled an unannounced Deus Ex video game. The global economic context, the challenges of our industry and the comprehensive restructuring announced by Embracer have finally impacted our studio, wrote Eidos Montreal. Eidos doesn't mention the cancelled game. Embracer snapped up both Eidos Montreal and Crystal Dynamics from Square Enix in May 2022, putting the studios behind Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and Thief under one umbrella. That November, Schreier tweeted that a new Deus Ex was now, very early, in development, and it appears that's the game now cancelled. It's been 8 years since Deus Ex, Mankind Divided ended on a largely unsatisfying cliffhanger, and it doesn't sound like we're going to get a resolution anytime soon. Sources told Schreier in 2017 that an earlier Mankind Divided sequel had been cancelled, too. What's more, Embracer decided to erase the mobile game Deus Ex Go from existence, ripping it away from people who'd already paid, though I hear it may still be playable if you have it downloaded.
So Embracer Group cancelled Deus Ex. They also fired 91 of their employees. This really underscores what is happening in the industry right now. It's not only a Microsoft thing or a Sony thing, but the industry-wide this is happening. And I believe it's because of what happened during COVID. During COVID, we saw an uptick in persons playing games because everyone was home, so that these companies had to hire a lot of workers to meet the need of those who are home. But now we are seeing the underbelly of that, which is eventually people started to come out, and now persons are outside and they are not playing as many games as they used to in the pandemic days. So it's obvious that a lot of companies is going to have these retrenches as time goes on. But let me hear what you think about Deus Ex. Did you ever play this game, or were you looking forward to the new game? Let me know that in the comment sections below. Next up, let's talk about the latest promotion at Activision Blizzard. You see, when Microsoft appointed Sarah Bond as the next leader of Xbox, Sony fans had a lot to say about Sarah Bond becoming, the head honcho. I don't even want to repeat some of the things that they said. Well, now they're at it again, this time with Joanna Faries. Who is Joanna Faries, you may ask? Listen up.
Former Call of Duty chief Johanna Faries is Blizzard's new president. A longtime Activision executive is crossing the Great Divide to take the reins. Microsoft didn't have to look too far to find the new president of Blizzard. Former Call of Duty general manager Johanna Faries is replacing Mike Ibarra, who stood down from the role amid last week's sweeping layoffs in Microsoft's gaming division. Blizzard was said to be particularly hard hit as Microsoft fired around 1,900 people. Faries, a former National Football League executive, joined Activision as the head of Call of Duty esports in 2018. She started overseeing all things Call of Duty in 2021 and officially starts her new role on February 5th.
Let me just say this before we continue. Some persons are saying that she destroyed the Call of Duty esports. But why would she be appointed to overseeing all of Call of Duty in 2021 if she destroyed the esports for Call of Duty. So yes, if you enjoyed any Call of Duty from 2021 move forward, it was because of her overseeing that particular game. So anyone who is saying or doubting her credentials and her work ethic because she's a woman or because she's even a woman of color, hold on to this.
In an attempt to soothe any worries, Ferries wrote in an email to staff that Activision, Blizzard, and King are decidedly different companies with distinct games, cultures and communities. It is important to note that Call of Duty's way of waking up in the morning to deliver for players can often differ from the stunning games in Blizzard's realm, each with different gameplay experiences, communities that surround them, and requisite models of success. I've discussed this with the Blizzard leadership team and I'm walking into this role with sensitivity to those dynamics, and deep respect for Blizzard, as we begin to explore taking our universes to even higher heights. Ferries added that she is committed to doing everything I can to help Blizzard thrive, with care and consideration for you and for our games, each unique and special in their own right. Meanwhile, on X, Ferries wrote that Blizzard's Diablo 4 was part of her current rotation of games, alongside Call of Duty and Baldur's Gate 3.
So Joanna is the new head of Activision Blizzard. So here we have Microsoft giving back Blizzard their autonomy, their ability to act on their own without anyone, interfering. So she would be replacing Mike Ybarra, and she basically helping persons to see Activision is a total different culture from Blizzard or King or what have you. She even tried to show individuals that she's also a gamer, saying that she's playing Diablo, she's playing Baldur's Gate 3 and so forth. But let me just say that some of the ponies out here, they are sick. Hear what they are saying when they heard that she was appointed. So one person tweeted, Phil Spencer building his Xbox team, Sarah Bond, Xbox president, Joanna Ferries, Blizzard president. And then someone tweeted only that saying this. Then this Amin Castle guy said, it smells woke. Now, let me ask this. What smells woke about, two of the hierarchies at Xbox and at Activision being a woman? Is it because they are women? Is it because they are of a different race to you? I mean, I believe everyone deserves a chance to see if they are capable of doing the job, to see if they are capable of handling the pressure of the job. If it is that they are incapable of doing it, fine, remove them. But don't judge someone based on their gender or their race. To me, that makes absolutely no sense and it's illogical. So this is Grums on Twitter, and he is the shamed game developer. Hear what he said. Harvard grad with a history in marketing and executive functions, most notably in the NFL for 12 years. No word of game dev experience, but seems like zero. This won't be good for Blizzard. Esports is dead, bro. I called it years ago. So this is Gorams. He is saying that, that she has no game dev experience. But it didn't stop there. Look at Echo DX. He said she grew up a multi-sport athlete. I doubt she played much video games in her life at all. Maybe that's good, but she seems strictly business. So this is the head the PlayStation community is pushing. They are basically saying she's not a gamer, she doesn't play any games, so there's no way she could run a gaming company. And that is so dumb. It's so dumb. I'm sorry to say it's dumb. Because guess what? Guess who was not a gamer? Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan wasn't a gamer. Jim Ryan used to play Tetris and Plinko and these things. Guess who is a gamer that you all hate? Phil Spencer, yes? Phil Spencer is a real gamer. Phil Spencer put in so much time in gaming in 2023. Look at his year recap. So you all have to make it make sense. Is it that you all want a gamer who could run a gaming company, or do you all want persons who have the business head? Because you all can't have it both ways. It's very clear that we need to give this both Cerebon and Joanna a chance to prove themselves as, you know, the leadership in Microsoft, whether it be in as Xbox head or as the Blizzard head. But let me hear what you thought about that story. Let me know in the comment sections below. And finally, let's have a brief overview of the Microsoft quarterly earnings. Here we would see a number of different positive aspects, but there is still room to grow and there's still much room for improvement when it comes to Activision. I will not have the cards up this time, so let's listen to what is being said.
Microsoft's gaming revenues overtake Windows thanks to Activision Blizzard. Gaming is now the third largest business at Microsoft, but devices revenue is still struggling despite the PC market picking up. Microsoft just posted the second quarter of its 2024 fiscal financial results. The software maker made $62 billion in revenue and a net income of $21.9 billion during Q2. Revenue is up 18%, and net income has increased by 33%. This is the first quarter Microsoft is reporting earnings as a $3 trillion company and also the first time the company has reported additional revenue from its Activision Blizzard acquisition. This additional revenue has made gaming Microsoft's third largest business this quarter, above Windows. Office and cloud revenue still reign supreme, contributing nearly 60% of Microsoft's overall revenue. While Windows OEM revenue is bouncing back, devices revenue from Surface sales has continued to decline this quarter. Speaking of devices, all eyes are on the Microsoft gaming division for the company's latest earnings. Microsoft is now reporting Activision Blizzard revenue as part of its gaming unit, bolstering overall revenues in Xbox content. Xbox content and services revenue, which includes Xbox Game Pass, is up by a massive 61%. That's largely because of the Activision Blizzard revenues, so it's difficult to understand immediately how Xbox did without this giant addition. Microsoft says the net impact from the Activision Blizzard acquisition is just over $2 billion in revenue, but the cost of integration, transaction costs, and other costs of revenue all total $930 million. With other operating expenses, $1.59 billion, it works out to an operating loss of $440 million. Xbox hardware is also up by 3%, after the all-important holiday quarter. Microsoft ran a number of Xbox Series X promotions during the holidays in the US, but that doesn't appear to have resulted in a big boost in sales and revenue. Hood blamed a weaker than expected console market. Overall, Microsoft's gaming revenue is up 49%, mainly boosted by better than expected Activision Blizzard revenues. It's an important quarter for gaming at Microsoft as it's now the company's third largest business. Gaming contributed $7.11 billion in revenue for the quarter, more than the $5.26 billion from Windows, but behind the $13.47 billion from Office and Cloud Services and the giant $23.95 billion from server products and cloud services.
So there you have it. This is some big news here for Microsoft. We did see consoles increase 3%. We did see their revenue when it comes to gaming increase some 60%. But we did see an operating loss of a few millions when it comes to the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. No doubt Microsoft will need to improve on that as the months goes on. But this is some good news here for Microsoft. It's a good start. So they have to keep this ball rolling. So let me hear what you thought about everything that was said. Let me know that in the comment sections below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. The videos went on a little longer today, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.